Hello. I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry about that if anybody was waiting. It's been so long since I've done a live. I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? So that's kind of funny. Well, welcome. Hopefully, you are here because you want to learn how to ground yourself so that you can relieve stress, so that you can reduce your stress or your overwhelm. I have written a little bit of information, just a tiny bit of an intro and a tiny bit of just information generally about grounding for stressful times. And then we'll get into a meditation and some energy work. So, just if you need a little bit of boost, this is hopefully what you've come for. So, if we haven't met, I'm Mary from Rivers Journey Wellness. I'm a holistic therapist for about 25 years, well, going on, I think, 27. And I began blending together my work as an energy healer, as a mentor, coach, intuitive guide. Still not sure about that word. But about 12 years ago. And as I expand my practice outside of my local community, I thought it would be a nice way to connect through YouTube. I'm still building my online community, but I'm so glad that you're here. If you like any of my videos, I would love it if you would hit the like button, leave a comment. You're welcome to subscribe, and then you'll be notified for my upcoming videos and any other information or offers that I have for my community. So it's been a while, like I said, for doing a live healing and meditation session. I'm going to, just like I said, give you a little bit of an intro. I'm going to pull up my meditation. I write all of my own meditations for the energy that we're working with. So I'm going to pull that up real quick. And then later on, if you're coming back and you're watching this on the replay, I will put timestamps in. So you'll be able to, if you just want to go to the meditation, you can start there. If you want to hear a little bit of the intro, you're welcome to do that too. So grounding for stressful times. Let's be honest, we are living in stressful times. But truthfully, beyond natural disasters, war and conflict, the political climate, trying to navigate life, period, can create stress for us. So I did take a little bit of time off creating these videos as I was feeling really overwhelmed by the pace of my own life and just feeling a little uninspired to show up. So at the end of last year, I just needed to take a step back and manage my stress in a healthy way. So I want you to know that I appreciate your patience, and thank you for all the love and support that you sent me for last year. It was sort of a challenging year for me, but I want to say that I appreciate you and I'm glad that you're here. So getting back to what I've written down to talk about. So during times of stress and overwhelm, we tend to feel powerless. We sometimes feel helpless. We sometimes feel unmotivated, unsure. It just doesn't feel like we have the energy or effort to put into forward movement. And sometimes it can feel so overwhelming, like it's too much for us to handle, that we do get frozen, we do get stuck. And unsure about how do we create that positive change? How do we stir up that energy again so we're moving forward? We want to be able to have some strategies, have some tools to quiet the noise, especially the noise of self-limiting thoughts. But if we're weighed down by anxiety or overcome by uncertainty or fear, maybe even instinctually, we want to protect ourselves. We don't want to feel any more pain or struggle. And I'm sure you've heard of the process when our sympathetic nervous system gets activated. We unconsciously react to any sort of perceived threat. It can be something that could be a danger, could harm us, could create pain for us. But again, it's just on a very unconscious level. And we can turn towards those strategies that we had been using: fight, flight, freeze, fawn, fine, and faint. But once we sort of snap out of that, so to speak, we want to be able to do a little bit of grounding to kind of get our bearings back, to send the system a message that, like, all's clear. We don't have to still be activated. So pulling up, um, just pulling up a little bit more about that. Um, we want to we want to be able to sidestep some of the stuff that isn't actually threatening us, isn't actually the danger that our unconscious mind is thinking about. So we want to have, like I said, some strategies, a little bit of tools in our toolbox for how we can reorient ourselves to the present, the actual present situation, not the perceived, that danger or the fear. And we want to help ourselves just to have that. I call it confidence, but it may feel like something different to you, that confidence to move through the emotional stuck state when I'm overwhelmed. So there's a lot of different ways to ground yourself. You probably have some that you already use and may not even be aware of it. But some of them are sensory awareness techniques. So counting things, describing what you see, describing what's around you, describing how you're feeling. Breath work is a great way to ground. We can mindfully engage with our surroundings, especially outside when we connect to nature and connect to earth. That's always a great technique. My favorite technique, and I'm biased, but my favorite technique for grounding is the combination of breath work and meditation. And the next step I usually do on my own is followed by just an honest, it's not judgmental, it's not critical, but it's an honest observation or reflection about what was happening, what triggered that, or what activated me, what created that sense of fear or stress or overwhelm or whatever the emotion may have been. So I can have a little bit more self awareness next time that happens. I can either slow that process, I can pump the brakes, or I can go into, hey, I got to go use my tools that help me to ground, especially in those stressful times. So today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on a little bit of breath work. I feel like most of the people that follow me are pretty familiar with breath work, pretty familiar with how to begin that meditative process. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on getting into that breath work piece. But then I'll actually include some of the questions I ask myself, that honest inventory, that self-awareness line of questioning that I do with myself. I'll put that in the description box later. If you do want to go back to that, if you want to see any of the questions that maybe they could become journal prompts for you or just reflections, I'll put them in the description box. I don't have them up now. I just dawned on me, but that's okay. And again, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe to receive more tips. If you want to experience more experiential practices like breath work, like meditation, like energy healing, I'd love you to be part of my community. I feel like we have a really nice group of people that are part of the community, and you're welcome to join. So typically I ask if anybody has questions. I know I just shot off a bunch of things because I wanted to just get started. I just wanted to have a brief intro. I'm going to talk just a tiny bit more about grounding, hopefully just get a little bit more of a base understanding. So if you're here with me now and you have any questions, you can always put them up in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay later, you are welcome to still put comments in, and you can ask me questions. I do read the comments. I will be able to answer your question. If I don't know the answer, I will be honest and tell you I don't know the answer. But hopefully I do. Hopefully I can point you in the right direction if I don't have the answer for you. So going back to our little bit of information about grounding, I do understand that not everybody uses the same terminology as I do, and sometimes I forget that people may not be at the same place on their path that I am. So I just wanted to give like a base understanding so we're on the same page. So grounding is a technique where your intention is to move away from any fear thoughts, worry thoughts, panic, whatever it might be, stress, be able to relax the tense body, because we tend to tighten up during those times, and be able to just reconnect back to our present, back to our intuition, back to our spirit. So when we're really consciously, mindfully moving through our day, usually we can identify as the stress begins to build. And those are opportunities for us to insert some sort of tool, strategy, technique where we can reduce that overwhelming feeling or reduce any worry so it doesn't turn into stress or overwhelm. Not all of us do that. Sometimes we respond to it when it's at its most challenging, and that's totally okay. But we do want to have you be aware maybe a little bit quicker of when that happens so that you can implement some of the traditional grounding techniques. So it just supports you getting reoriented not only to yourself, but what is actually happening. Sometimes our mind takes us to other places and other times, maybe even if we've had any little t or big T trauma. So we just want to be able to return to our center so we can feel a little bit more balanced. And when our body is relaxed, when the mind can see what's happening, you're able to break through that illusion of fear. And that's a good thing, because then we can reclaim our logic and reasoning, which is offline, but we can reclaim our inner wisdom. We can have a little bit more clarity. And then we can rediscover all the things that actually motivate us or drive us or help us to continue to feel centered, continue to feel balanced, continue to feel grounded. So we are at our optimal when we're in that state of calm. This has been I will be honest, this has been a really challenging couple weeks. And I've had to go back to my grounding techniques, back to like, what do I need to do to recenter myself? So even if whether you're new or you're seasoned, I feel like to grounding, there's always opportunities to, okay, I got to practice again. And it's not that I haven't gotten it right yet, but it's a practice. You don't do it once and forever, forever and ever, you never have to use another strategy or technique again. It's just what we do so that we can alleviate any of the pain in the moment. So hopefully that makes sense. And again, if you have any questions, you can always put it in the chat, the comment section. And I'm going to start. I like to start with a little bit of, I'm going to use a little sage, and then I'm going to use a little bit of Palo Santo. So I want to not only cleanse and clear anything that might be in my home office. So any energy that's stuck or stagnant in here, I want to be able to clear that. I want to clear anything that's come up that maybe hasn't felt super supportive for the week, and not obviously discharge that out to anybody, but then inviting you to also just set that intention to begin to release, begin to open, maybe to releasing if you've never experienced that part with any sort of smoke cleansing and clearing. The other piece about the sage and then also the Palo Santo that I'm going to use, it kind of sends a little smoke signal up to our guides and guardians that says, hey, like, I need support. I need you to guide me, to lift me, to carry me, maybe even to the finish line where we start to feel ourselves again, where it feels like I'm grounded, I've reduced the stress levels, I'm feeling back to myself again. So again, if you haven't experienced this, it's just something that I do. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of sage. Just a tiny bit. I know for some of you that have been following me, you know the disasters of setting my fire alarm off numerous times. So I'm just going to start. It is just a tiny bit. You may or may not be able to see the smoke on the video. I like to get grounded before I start to meditate, especially if I'm providing a guided meditation for anybody else. I want to make sure that I'm centered. So this helps with that process. And I'm just fanning the smoke, moving the energy, just breaking up anything that's stagnant. This is a turkey feather. And you're welcome. If you like to sage or burn any, hopefully safely, but if you like to burn anything, if you like to do essential oils, if you like to light a candle, I'm actually going to put it out with an incense stick. I don't want that burning the whole time. And we're going to use the Palo Santo a little bit later. So I am going to start the guided meditation. You're welcome to close your eyes. You're welcome to keep them open, whatever makes sense for you. I'm going to pull this a little bit closer so you can hear me, because I know I talk quiet during meditation. I'm also going to send energy healing in the form of Reiki during the meditation, just to help facilitate that grounding process. So sorry, I know that kind of makes like a creaking sound. Whoops. So I'm going to pull up my guided meditation. So if you haven't already, I invite you to find a safe, quiet place to pause. And again, if it feels right for you, you can allow your eyes to gently close. You can begin drawing in several deep breaths. Just releasing fully and completely. And just softly shift your focus, your attention inward, allowing the body to settle into the most comfortable position. Trusting your body and your breath to adjust and to support you. Drawing in fresh, cleansing breath at your own pace. Allowing the body to relax a little bit more deeply. And as you exhale, release anything that's been causing you stress, especially tension in the body, any physical pain or discomfort. Simply permitting this time for yourself, just for you, to settle, to soften, to open. Just allowing the outer world to fade away as you're beginning to return back to knowing, back to sensing, back to hearing, back to feeling the whispers of your highest self. Reaffirming that it's safe for you to pause the world. Begin to notice the support under your body, your chair, your pillow, your bed or your floor, whatever you're resting upon. Feel its support. Begin to notice that gravitational pull of your body, allowing your body to sink deeper into that support. Relaxing and releasing, returning to feel safe and supported. And imagine in your mind's eye your lower body shifting into a sturdy tree trunk. Firmly planted in healthy, nurturing soil with healthy and robust roots extending out and down into the earth. Extending your roots deeper into the earth, deeper and deeper. And as they grow and extend, they connect with other healthy roots, connecting energy, transferring energy, releasing and receiving vital energy. This network of support. And as you extend your roots deeper into the earth, you reach Mother Earth's crystalline heart, ruby red, pulsating and radiating love with her life-giving and life-supporting energy. She reaches for your roots, drawing them back to her heart. Returning you back to the oneness of nature, back to your inner home. Allow your entire system to draw up Mother Earth's energy, receiving the infinite love and healing that you're so deserving of. No longer lost, no longer restricting or hungry for support. Pulling up limitless life force from Mother Earth into your vast root system. Allow your fear, your anger, your hate, your stress, your overwhelm to be transmuted effortlessly by divine love, divine compassion, and divine kindness. Allowing that sense of being stuck or worried about the unknown, allow that to dissipate. into curiosity and purpose. The grounding and rooted energy, the very sustenance of your physical and spiritual body is being drawn up into your system, opening you up to inspiration, to feed your growth with vision cleared of distortions, seeing your path, your place on this earth and in this universe with keen sight. Feel as that revitalizing energy rekindles your connection to her, to your highest self, and to your connection with all that is. Feeling grounded, replenished. In your mind's eye, you face upwards, drawing in more divine energy. Down from the cosmos pours radiant energy, pure luminous light, shimmering and cascading down, down, down. Reflecting all colors of the rainbow, bright and bold. Fortified with hues of silver and gold for protection, for strength, for resilience, to activate your intuition and reflect back to you your truest nature, your connection to divinity and the freedom of your spirit. With arms like branches extending up to the heavens, receiving the limitless light, the radiant and luminous energy flowing into your entire being, every cell. Radiating through your physical and energetic body, recharging your entire system, receiving the essence of the sun, of the moon, of the stars. With direct connection with divine consciousness. This energy generating buds of insight and higher perspectives. Watch as your wisdom blossoms, your intuitive knowing grows, the unfurling of renewal and transformation. Shared with you and for you, for your protection, helping to dissipate the perceived outer world pressure, stress, and overwhelm. Revitalizing your inner courage and strength. harnessing personal leadership and self-authority. Check in with yourself for a moment. Feel, sense, know that sense of balance. A feeling of being centered. A sense of grounding. Take a moment to release anything else in your system, whether it's mental, emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's another energy that just doesn't feel like yours. Take a moment to release it down your grounding cords. Releasing it, letting go of it. No longer yours to hold on to. So it wasn't serving you, wasn't serving your higher purpose. Take a moment to drop any additional energy from Mother Earth or down from the cosmos into your system. Sending thanks and gratitude to Mother Earth, the sun, the moon, the skies, the stars, the universe. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like within the energy of this meditation, or know that you can carry it with you always. Even though it's time to begin releasing this meditation, your connection and access to the healing and loving energy of the grounding remains. The connection and access to your personal wisdom and resilience remains. But if you're ready, begin to return your attention back to the present, back to your room, back to your body. You can begin to move or adjust the body. Moving from that state of meditation to full awareness. When you're ready, you may fully release the meditation and open your eyes, ready to move through your day grounded and balanced and centered. So if you found this practice, grounding, or the meditation helpful, I would love if you would leave me a comment, hit the like, maybe a little emoji if you're too shy. If you're too shy to leave an actual comment, I'm okay with that too. But hopefully this is something that you can use as a tool. You can use to ground, to release anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's standing in your way from embodying the best version of you. I know it's a challenging practice because we do have to do it over and over and over each time we hit some sort of snag in the road. It's usually something related to our thoughts, something that gets us in trouble, maybe limiting beliefs, whatever it might be. But this is truly that time to embrace grounding and to use it as a practice to get through these stressful times. I know other people have different opinions about what is happening around the world right now, but for me, it's feeling challenging again. So hopefully this is helpful. You can always reach out to me, like I said, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one. There's always that opportunity. I have links below for that. If you'd like to continue doing a little bit of healing integration with the full moons, I do have a couple more full moons that we're doing within this Soul Journey for the Winter membership. If you're interested in that, I will have to go back and put a link down there, down in the description box. I did not remember to do that either. So I have a couple things I need to add to this, which is totally fine. So if you have anything that you think would be helpful for us to work on together, you can always email me or put it in the comments or chats, whichever one you feel most comfortable with. Otherwise, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I look forward to us connecting again. Take care.